Hello, I'm back.
I lose money trading. Prove me wrong. You can't. Of course I can't.
But the beautiful thing about business, let's concede a partial truth to what you said, that there will be unintended negative consequences, as you say, environmentally. Well, that's why you have to regulate business to a certain extent. That's why you have to make people responsible for their environmental
my computer
pollutants.
does not glitch out.
Because business innovates and has an incentive to innovate, business can innovate and create solutions to those environmental problems.
Okay, let me stop you there.
Let's hope I don't fuck up
Like,
the
I mean, come
stealth
on, dude.
in this
Like, even
mission
brain
again.
dead, like doo-doo butts can fucking come up with a better argument, a counter on the fly than
I have
this.
no
like,
idea what he's talking about right
businesses
now.
are
I have not
fucking
been watching.
Incentivized to innovate, and they're not the only ones who are incentivized to innovate. What a dumb fuck take, dude. Holy shit. Like, let's see what Joe Rogan has to say. I mean, this just is ahistorical. Like, I don't know what else to say here aside from the fact that this is so fucking stupid because it denies that like publicly funded research exists. Like, fucking abolish the NIH, dude. I mean, seriously, just abolish it all. No more public institutions. It's been the businesses that are innovating.
All right, looks like my frame rate's
The internet
iffy,
would have existed. We
but
would have fucking figured out the internet
it's
on our
working.
own.
It's working.
Things that require
A little bit of a lag.
decades of
We're still
research.
getting a full 30 frames a second.
Like great technological leaps that require decades of fucking research and no fear of you know, immediate short-term gain. That does not happen in the private sector.
All right.
When you say make people
That wasn't even
responsible for
useful
their
last
environmental
time,
pollutants,
so
then we're going to have to deal with another aspect of capitalism, and that's the effect that special interest groups and lobbyists have on politicians, because they create laws that shield these big businesses from consequences.
Man, why do you fucking turn around and like do this? Why? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Who the fuck submitted this? Okay.
Any guns?
Mr.
I'll put the
Blue Sky.
lockpick in there. Yeah.
I wonder what their takes are. My brother got married to Robin, a Jewish religious government embodying the state of Israel, results in same-sex marriage, so the neighborhood his own kind of
I'm gonna
protest.
use the Hitman suit.
What is this?
Fuck that summer tan
Ethiopian
suit.
Jew here.
Gotta keep it professional.
Look at it submitted. What fucking subreddit is it?
Welcome to Marrakesh, 47.
Oh yes.
The situation grows more tense by the
Doxing
minute.
him? How
The
is this
consulate
fucking
is under
doxing?
lockdown.
Fuck up,
But the
idiot.
protests are only a
Publicly
stone
available
throw away
information.
from
This is
full-blown
the person who
riots,
made the
and
clip.
Zaidan won't hesitate to unleash
Take a
his
look
troops.
at,
So whatever you're planning, time is
Mr.
of the
Blue
essence.
Sky, 1977.
Good luck, 47.
Why do you do this? Like, why do you do this, man? Seriously. Like, serious question. Are you a piece of shit? Is that why you do this?
Hello, sir.
Like, what's your...
Why do all those people hate the
Calculated
sweet
May
toes?
1st, following is March 3rd. I love you, bro.
What about a nice new lamp?
Yeah, hi there. It may take a while. Come back
It's
in,
not.
10 minutes.
Wow. Oh.
Oh yeah, here it is. The secret. Pick up the okay. I'll get the lockpick. Yeah. Cool. We got it.
Hello, please. Step in.
You seen Chris Adonis over here popping up?
There's no way they're born in 1977.
Looking good, bud.
We're not exactly oppressed.
I like her.
Papa and Creature
Don't know about
Info.
it.
Hello, please. Step in. Take a look at my rare lamp.
What the hell are Crystal Dawn doing here? What are you talking about? Crystal
Here we go. I found. Yes, it's you. All right, we'll trick this guy again. Hey man, how you doing?
Okay, let's.
you
bad
fucker.
time.
Ah, why is it locking up like that?
So by saying that they have to clean up the problem, the only way that's ever going to happen is if they're not protected, if they don't use that influence and money.
Totally agree.
So this is where I think a lot of people have a valid argument against capitalism. Because capitalism is kind of
Okay, we're good.
our system of government.
Howdy, trooper.
In a way, because money has gotten so deeply involved.
And we're lost.
Super PACs and lobbyists, and there's so much money involved that it changes the way government.
Is that a flaw of capitalism or is that a flaw of government?
I think it's a flaw of government, but that government has been influenced by capitalism. By capitalism's desire for universal growth, for constant growth.
The sad truth is that humanity is not perfect. We can never create the perfect system. When we attempt to create the perfect system, perfect human being. Capitalism is not perfect. It is not, because human choices and people varies.
Carry on, Private.
Capitalism will sell cigarettes to people because that's what people want. There's a pleasure. They
Get in my fucking way.
They're giving people what they want. It's the same thing in any type of externality. That's not deliberate.
I love this video because it just, I'm sorry, but it just proves how fucking stupid CEOs can be and that meritocracy is a lie. There's no better example of this reality than what we are just watching.
I salute you, soldier.
To society, it's sort of a byproduct.
Right, but this
Saying
is why
that if you knew what I was supposed to do.
it's not really win-win-win. It's win most of the time, but with some negative consequences that are better than the alternative, right?
But what you strive for is to take those
Nice.
externalities or those negative consequences and try to, through good government, to minimize them or lessen them. I'll give you an example. So you used to live in LA.
Oh, I don't need to go.
But when I went to LA back in the early 80s, it was like going to New Delhi today. I couldn't see, my lungs hurt less than 24 hours.
Right.
But through good regulations, the air in LA is a fraction as polluted as it was 40 years ago. We've been able to clean it up. That is an example of how you can take the worst impacts of industrialization and ameliorate them or lessen them.
Episodes of
I like your face. Yeah, you hot.
Wait.
Oh,
You made it.
please.
Most impressive, 47. Now to locate Klaus Strandberg.
I don't even understand what he's trying to say.
I think we're okay. Oh fuck. Right, security camera.
I mean, hey, at least you should be happy with the knowledge that like you and every other fucking moron on the internet that I don't know has like libertarian Andy take are in agreement with the fucking CEO. So at least you got that going.
Alright, he's looking around. Opportunity update. Yeah.
GPS was given to the public for free by the U.S. government and have more users and tests to improve. Look at how much it improved technology, and it shows the profits in the early innovation. His dad was a CEO? Oh, really?
I'm gonna find some
Well,
art
it does
supplies.
Props
often
for the
help.
security crew.
That you have intergenerational wealth.
Keeping it safe.
The
Let's see what the fucking let's see what the CEO has to say about COVID lockdown.
Rogan experience.
what do you think about the concept of universal basic income?
Yeah,
But when you have a situation like a pandemic, where so many people, through no fault of their own, are being forced out of work, they cannot work.
that's a temporary situation.
I mean, the previous video basically was just, here, let me summarize it for you. Capitalism, all the good things. Socialism, all the bad things. Capitalism good. Why? Because capitalism does not create winners and losers. It creates winners, winners, and winners. And we should have a more conscious capitalism
Okay, I should listen to
than
that evacuation plan I remember
other
hearing.
form of capitalism, which apparently isn't creating just winners,
sure,
but we somehow need a more conscious capitalism, despite the fact that capitalism, according to the CEO's take, is just creating winners, winners, and winners. So why do we even need a conscious capitalism? I don't know. But, you know, a rising tide lifts all boats, and Reaganomics is good. There you go. That's the argument. That's all he did.
Yeah, right. Take care of the rest. Slouching. My guys don't slouch.
But isn't that a good argument for universal basic income,
here.
at least for a temporary situation?
Well, when people are sick, they need to be taken care of. When they're healthy, they don't need to be taken care of. They need to stand on their own 2 feet.
Right, but when you have a situation where
Hey,
they
you seen
can't
Ramon?
stand on their own 2
No?
feet because they're literally
Hey,
not
hold
allowed
this.
to
What are
work,
you doing here?
like California.
Run away.
California,
Now
they're
don't come
just
back
they're
now,
right now
you hear?
shutting down restaurants that
Oh, good, you can
serve
just run away
outside.
from them.
Yeah, well,
That's nice.
I mean, the alternative is not to shut down the economy.
Yes. No, listen, I agree.
Uh-oh,
but there's a lot of
uh-oh.
people that
No, don't
get
do
really
this to me.
hysterical about this, and they think this is the only way we're going to save people. There's a lot of people out there with terrible
Whew,
health.
not my
and
scene
they
tonight,
think
no
that
siree.
What we need to do is shut everything down, and that's the only way we're going to be safe. I was reading this woman's Twitter the other day. I just someone said something ridiculous, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to check this person out. And they were talking about, hey, you know, I am ready to lock everything down for 5 weeks. I don't go outside. I stay away from everybody. I order my groceries delivered. I'm ready to lock down for 5 weeks. I'm like, this is the most simplistic and individual perception of this problem, that everyone should do what you're capable of doing. And most people can't do this if they have a fucking business. Like, they can't, I'm ready to lock down for 5 weeks. Well, congratulations to you. But some guy who runs some, whatever, figure out whatever store it is or whatever kind of business, they need to be there in order to be open, to stay alive. There's no other way to keep that business alive. They have rent, they have overhead, they have
that was
employees.
a good choice on the lockpick.
You know the history of the
here we go.
1918-1919 influenza epidemic. That's the worst pandemic.
Yes, we'll try.
that we know
So,
of
in
our
case of an
modern
emergency,
history. That's only 100
Strandberg and
years ago.
Zaydan will meet face to face
And,
at the center of the underground tunnel. The conspirators
50
can
million
summon each
people
other
died
over the
worldwide.
phone
I mean,
using a
how
set
many
of
people died
keywords,
worldwide in COVID?
one of
A
which is
couple
locked
million
away in
at this
Consul
point. And
Olander's
the population
safe.
was 4 times greater then. They didn't shut anything down back then.
What do you mean the population was 4 times greater than?
No, it's 4 times greater now
Yes,
than then. It was
okay.
1.8 billion people back 100 years ago across the world.
So you could scale that up pretty largely.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a killer that didn't just take people with comorbidities. It took children.
This could
it
make
took healthy
things
adults.
easier.
It was
All right.
non-discriminatory disease. And we took precautions.
You're wrong. Complete automation of the labor force is going to force society into socialism is just completely false. You're wrong.
So I guess
There's
that
going to
would
be always a need
is
for
that
slaves, okay?
downstairs then, I guess?
It's
Or
just going to
downstairs?
create feudalism, neo-feudalism, and slavery. That's all it's going to do. In the absence of any sort of power to collectively bargain, in the absence of labor militancy, all automation is going to do is create neo-feudalism and
That
create
is
a
Klaus
service
Strandberg,
sector
most
of
wanted man in
independent,
Morocco.
gig economy workers. A service sector full of independent gig economy workers. Everything, every part of the workforce is slowly but surely
Oh my
turning
God,
into
nice. We can poison
Uber,
something.
Postmates, Lyft, Instacart.
Where's she going?
That's all it's going to turn into.
First, I want to find the safe, and then
Miss
I'm gonna.
Pearson called in a masseur for me. Has he arrived?
Sorry, can't help you.
It's not going to magically turn into socialism. Why the fuck would the same CEOs? Why the fuck would the same CEOs who have worked so hard, who have worked so fucking hard not to give any of those profits? Yeah, but all of that is eventually automated too.
Say,
Doesn't matter. They'll find a way to they'll find a way to shove you into a bullshit position, a bullshit job. No matter what happens,
Fine.
no matter what happens, we're not
Klaus Strandberg.
at
Did you bring the things I
any sort of absence, without any sort of fucking actual pushback from labor or from the workers being able to organize, without any sort of like organizational tool that they have, there's never going to be a magical fucking socialism button.
Oh, I could kill him from the other room. Okay, let's do this. Oh, fuck. Come on.
Jordan Peterson is that guy you know sucks, but the other kids have no idea and they keep hyping his ass up.
Oh, he's coming.
Nice
Nice.
job.
All right.
What did you do? Did you use the fucking Jordan Peterson keyword search me to see?
Come on.
We'll work at the Amazon. What are your thoughts on
Oh, yeah.
for Republicans?
This is
Fuck 'em.
fucking dope.
Fuck them.
We got this.
It's not
We got
surprising.
this.
And also fuck them. Fuck conservative monsters. Fuck conservative.
Target down.
My world.
Next up, Reza Zaydan.
I'm a therapist, and even therapy is getting corporatized. But even so, we're still independent contractors, which is why I'm a therapist who can't afford healthcare or therapy. This is what neoliberalism looks
All
like.
right, then find the safe.
At best or worst, they need to keep people employed, otherwise they won't make money, and if they don't make money, they don't spend money, so no one will buy their product. Yep.
Sure, nobody goes in there, and we'll get the fuck out of here.
CEOs hire mercenaries to protect you and let the rest to their own devices. Would work today. Value always
Didn't
comes
come
from
up a
labor, even
main
with full automation. Someone is
staircase.
designing and maintaining these machines.
That's
Yes,
the side. Oh,
that's
fuck.
true too.
Oh, him. Oh, we could subdue him.
That's enough! Command! Someone's in distress. Looking into it.
But you do agree we should seek to automate as much as possible under socialism? Of course. Of course we should. I dream of a future where all of the unfulfilling jobs, all of the jobs that are menial, laborious, all of these jobs are automated. Okay? So that we have time to ourselves. We have time to pursue more fulfilling things. We have time to improve ourselves. We have time to study the art. We have time to do whatever the fuck we want to do. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole point.
Oh, they're definitely where I killed somebody. Alright. This doesn't look too bad, I guess.
If capitalism is so innovative, then tell me why I can't even finish changing wound dressing on patients because I literally don't have enough time on my 14-hour workday due to being undersupplied and understaffed. It's because you just haven't been able to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, brother. That's what it is.
Oh, shit. Somebody died.
Job hunting, can't tell you how many jobs are either on a contract basis or has you working as a temp or hire. Every job is going to be permanent contract. Okay?
Didn't realize that I killed Strandberg.
Every job. Our primary function as the American labor force is to either do service industry jobs,
What do you want me to say, Lisa?
participate
I know
in the
this
gig
is the biggest day
economy,
of your life, believe it or not.
bullshit jobs that are in the professional sector for the most part,
It is not fair. It isn't.
or,
You can't keep me in here under
but most
these
importantly, or most significantly rather,
I had
just
known.
fucking consume it.
Safe. What's in here? It's a bathroom. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Pick up your bootstraps instead of a tourniquet and use your bootstraps.
Oh. Nice. 592.
But people had to work before us, so they want to make sure we have to as well. What?
Stairs.
How do you counter the argument that socialism always leads to authoritarian, totalitarian regimes?
Kyle is extremely excited about
I mean,
I will just cancel
I
that
don't know how
cap,
to
Lisa.
counter that
Have you been
at all.
listening?
I don't know
One
how
word,
that
right?
is even remotely relevant. Like, what is authoritarian and totalitarian? Is America an authoritarian and totalitarian country? What does that have to do with
Massage
socialism?
expert Connie Angstrom. Report at the reception desk. That was
Countries
Connie
that have
Angstrom.
not been
Please go to the reception
countries that have not been decimated by American imperialism, that have moved, taken significant steps towards socialization and higher levels of socialization, are probably the least authoritarian countries that exist on the planet. If anything, more capitalist, liberal capitalist democracies have turned authoritarian.
Shit, he's coming in.
There is nothing inherent within socialism that turns it authoritarian.
Just transferring us back and walk in and fiber wire.
Socialism is only highly idealistic theory crafting that white kids do in college towns.
Oh yeah, here we go. Do.
People, social distanced, but at the end of the day, the economy did not shut down. Humanity went on with their lives.
Cherry blossom.
This is not nearly the same type of pandemic that we had back then. It's very interesting the time that we live in. The reaction that we're having today to COVID being so very different than the reaction we had to the influenza epidemic of 1918 and 1919, which was far more destructive.
Who will build houses under your socialist plan? Man, if there's one thing that fucking socialist countries have done better, demonstrably better, historically, and right now even, or countries that have higher degrees of socialization have done better, it's literally offering public housing. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's like, you're literally, like, literacy rates and housing are like two areas in which countries that have tried to socialize have demonstrably done better than countries that have not. Oh, also, socialism isn't like when no one works. It has nothing to do with not doing work. I don't understand that. Why? I don't know why people, and healthcare too. No, I haven't watched Chappelle yet. I'm going to watch it after this.
I don't know, it's just food for thought. It's very interesting.
Well, what was the difference? What's the difference in the reaction of today versus the reaction from 1918?
The reaction back then was individual responsibility to do what was necessary to protect yourself and your family. But other than that, life went on. And there was no governmental, not nearly the same level of...
They had mask mandates, though, didn't they?
If you go back and read about it, not any kind of national type of mask mandate. Certain small communities did it. And it was just all so much smaller in scale.
I didn't even know they wore masks. We've been looking at it because we've been looking at a lot of photos from back in the day. It's kind of crazy to see.
Because they did.
Yeah.
And, I mean, people were scared and they wanted to protect themselves and their family, and they did what they thought was necessary. Yeah. It's just interesting how much different we're reacting to this one, to me. And we are doing great harm, and we don't see the harm that we're doing. We don't see the small businesses failing, the suicide rates going up, the domestic violence, the isolation, the mental or emotional health problems people have by not being able to connect with each other, not being able to physically touch.
Yeah.
The kids that are missing out in school and in person. That speaking as a man who was once a little boy. Little boys need to play. They also need to connect. They can't just watch a screen.
Yeah, kids.
Can you name one prosperous and successful socialist country? Here, I'll run the line for you. Norway. Norway's not socialist; it's capitalist. Okay, we should do more things like Norway. No, that means that we're going to be doing socialism and therefore wrong. There. Okay, I ran the argument for you. Okay. Like, I ran the argument for you because I know what your talking points are going to be. We went down the dialogue tree. I did it for you. You don't have to do it. But in the end, you get owned.
They need to be more interactive.
Two kids in school right now, and it's soul-sucking watching them stare at a laptop.
Yeah.
And then I sat in my daughter's room once and watched the teacher teach the class, and Jesus Christ, this lady could have not been less motivated. It was horrible to watch.
Yeah.
Motivating or motivated. They're lazy.
Well, hopefully these vaccinations are going to be as effective as they're reporting and will not have side effects, and that a year from now this will be in the rearview mirror.
Episodes of
This dude is fucking crazy. Like, everything he's saying is insane, dude. What the fuck? What it takes to build a company like Whole Foods? Oh, jeez. Son, you forgot the part where they said Norway's incomparable to America, but Venezuela is. Oh, true.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
This message, is this something that you have sort of developed over the years of arguing with people about?
There we
No,
go.
it's
Okay,
mostly
now I'm back.
What we did at Whole Foods, because I had no background in business, right?
I'm gonna get a coffee.
I'm an entrepreneur.
You guys started here, right?
In Austin, that's right. First store here over 42 years ago now.
Jesus, you look great. How old are you?
67.
You look very good.
Well, thank you,
Tell you right now.
See, look,
You're
win-win-win.
holding up
We're a
well.
win-win relationship.
You're eating
there.
all that Whole Foods foods.
I'm eating all that healthy Whole Foods.
That is one thing that you guys did do that's very interesting, right? You created a market where, like, if you tell people I go to Whole Foods, people are like, oh, well, you care about your health. Like, it's synonymous with healthy foods, even in the name, Whole Foods.
That was our brand when we were up and comer, and then when we got really rich. America loves the up and comer, but then once you have become really successful and you're making a lot of money, they start to turn on you.
Oh no!
Well, we became Whole Paycheck.
Who said that?
I don't know, but whoever did, I wish they.
I never saw it. I never saw that until right now. You just shit on yourself in a way that I never. All I heard was Whole Foods. I never heard Whole Paycheck.
Then your team didn't do good research.
I have no team. So is this when you sold to Amazon?
No, the Whole Paycheck thing's been around for a long time.
Oh, because Whole Paycheck meaning because it's so expensive.
Yes, because initially when we were up and comer, if you shopped at Whole Foods, you were showing everybody you were with it.
Environmentally conscious.
Yes, and you were hip and cool. And then the narrative went sour because it's like you're a fool for shopping there because you can get the same food cheaper elsewhere. So you're going to Whole Paycheck. So the narrative turned negative, so to speak. I still see that pretty much all the time, although...
Bitch, y'all sold fucking, on accident, like...
Asparagus
water for like $8 or some shit. And then it was like, oh no, that was wrong. We didn't do that on purpose.
That was a mistake.
That happened as an accident. That was like near
that was
one
fucking
of the
hilarious.
old apartments that I live in too.
Yeah, that was
Never
Los
heard
Angeles
of Whole
thing, or
Paycheck?
San
No,
Francisco.
they did. They still do, kind of. But now there is Erewhon, which is way worse than Whole Foods.
They're still pretty expensive.
Worked a Whole Foods co-worker with a
Have
medical
great
condition, almost got
lunches,
fired
though.
after asking for a chair and then accused him of trying to start a union. This man gives no fuck about human harm. I mean, yeah, no shit. He's your fucking CEO. Of course he doesn't give a shit about human harm. If he's arguing with like Richard Wolff and stuff, I would definitely. I think he'd come on, maybe.
Since our merger with Amazon, we've cut our prices many, many times.
How'd you do that?
Amazon allowed Whole Foods to think long term again. We needed to cut our prices, but when you're a public company, if you're selling something for $1 and you say, you know what, we need to sell this for 90 cents, and you start selling it for 90 cents, in the short run, you just cut your sales 10% because you're not selling any more of it. Over the long term, people...
Comparing yourself to Richard Wolff? Is that what I said? I said if he's down to debate Richard Wolff and he's down to go on fucking Joe Rogan's podcast, then he's definitely going to go on, then he would be down to come on my show as well.
People will realize, man, I can get a good deal for 90 cents. I used to pay $1 for it. And they start to shop with you more and your sales will go up. But when you're a public company and the market's very short-term oriented, you pay a heavy price in the short term for reducing your prices. And Amazon is willing to think long-term and let Whole Foods do that.
Because Jeff Bezos got that long money, son.
He has long money because he...
What is this really quick of...
Gets produced because you're giving a disproportionate amount of the income to a tiny portion of your population.
That would be
That's the
true
issue.
if we had a monopoly, but we don't. People can shop wherever they want to. That's capitalism. There's competition.
You sold your company to a monopoly. You know that.
Question here.
That's it. That didn't get more claps? Are you fucking kidding me?
You sold your
Oh,
company
come
to a
on,
monopoly. You realize
That didn't get more fucking claps? All that got was a
Oh.
fucking sassy little eye roll? Come on, dude! Who is in this fucking crowd? I mean, it's a fucking debate Lord Andy thing. Of course, it's probably... Ugh. It's probably infested with the cancerous neoliberal Andys.
Come on.
In front of the camera. And if you could stand up and tell us your name, please.
Sure, my name is Ala Lieberman. I have a question as somebody who grew up in a socialist country that doesn't
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we fucking go.
exist anymore, Soviet Union. Empirically, why do you think people from countries that John listed we are have less economic freedom?
Cherry blossom.
To more economic freedom.
I don't have time for this
countries more
nonsense.
economic freedom.
I'm in the
and very
middle of a
few
military
people want to
operation.
go the other way.
Bhaskar, can you take that?
Well, people rightly
Sick.
want to go from
All right,
less
we
developed
got
countries
this.
to more developed countries. My parents came from Trinidad and Tobago, a
Where's,
perfectly capitalist country, a country
Where's
with
the
an awfully
opportunity? I'm
dysfunctional health
confused.
system and so on, and they moved to
Zaydan
the
is on the
United
move,
States because there
and we know
was more money
exactly
and
where he's
opportunity,
going.
Yes, we
here.
do.
So I think that's behind a lot of it, but also rightfully,
Gotta get out of
people
here now
left
somehow.
authoritarian
Oh,
countries because they
shit,
wanted
we can
to
hide
come to
him in the
countries
cupboard.
with
All right.
great liberties. They wanted
Alright,
to
you're
come.
running
They
in the
wanted
closet.
to leave countries, like in the Eastern Bloc, where you couldn't form an independent trade union, and to come to a society where workers' movements, led by people who were in most cases anti-capitalist, created the space and the rights for democratic freedom. So I think the societies we live in today are a combination of lots of different forces, but we can't credit everything in
And
society
we're on the
today
move.
to capitalists. In fact, it was reformers, and a hell of a lot of them were anti-capitalists who created many of the great virtues of societies we live in today.
Captain?
Okay, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. Short Richard Wolf video. We're not gonna do that. I mean, what's the face? It's Professor Richard Wolf and Bhaskar Sankara, who's the founding editor of Jacobin. Yeah, I was gonna
Massage
have him on at some point.
expert Connie Engstrom reported the reception desk.
Okay, I need the military uniform.
He's had a lot of brilliant ideas and put together a pretty good team.
Nice.
Yeah, what keeps that guy working? When you have 150 in the bank, 150 billion, what keeps you going?
Most of it he has it doesn't have it in the bank. He's got it in stock. He's got a few in the bank.
So he can probably relax.
I mean, I think the same thing that keeps me going at age 67. I mean, building something is great fun. Building Whole Foods, I don't.
Oh no!
I don't need to work. I just like it.
Do you still run Whole Foods? Like, what's your relationship?
Interesting. So I wonder. So it's not about fucking a incentivization structure that revolves around making more money.
Get down there somehow.
It's almost like when you own an entire fucking company, it's very rewarding, and you keep working at it, not because you want to make more money, not because you need to make more money, but also because you enjoy the process. It's a fulfilling labor for you. Ha! Doesn't that kind of go against everything that you just fucking said about socialism?
Get around here. Fuck. Get out of this building without getting seen.
I'm gonna do Dave Chappelle now. So people won't become lazy if they have safety nets. Yeah. he gets a large share of the profits too. He gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to with profits. Doesn't matter.
All right, let's try to get to the.
At least I'm fucking honest.
Ah,
Don't get mad at me when I say this, but he does not suffer alienation from his fucking labor. Okay, I would even if he created this company and if this is actually his baby. It's fulfilling for him. That's why he doesn't have to fucking worry about making more money, and he makes more money regardless because already he has capital that's working for him.
Yes. All right. There's a tunnel now.
Still CEO.
Still CEO. So you still work long hours?
I don't work as long today as I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. No question about it, because I was putting a lot of 80 hours year after year.
I get into the tunnel.
Building some, you know, it wasn't work, it was play.
Yeah.
I was having a blast. It was fun.
Elon Musk is famously said that
What? Wait, can you explain what you just said? I don't get how him enjoying his job is an argument for socialism. He, in the earlier video, said that without capitalism, we would have no one motivated to work. Because the only thing that motivates people to work is money, is making more money, and that's how we get innovation. And then, immediately after that idiotic take, not shortly after, he turned around and said, well, I don't need to make more money, I just do it because it's fun for me, I enjoy my work. An argument I make all the time. When you're the fucking CEO, when you suffer very little alienation from your labor, if you are even doing fucking labor at that point, when you own all the profits and you can distribute them in whichever way you want to, then of course you're gonna fucking find it to be a fun and fulfilling job. That is positive. That is positive incentivization. That's the whole point. We should work towards making everyone experience that same joy of doing work.
Fuck. Do you hear it? Come on, game. Stop doing
Turns
this
out
to me.
it's not. The only thing that's incentivizing him isn't
Looking
fucking
into
money.
some noises. Please hold on.
Alright, here we go.
Joy of doing work. Something you will probably not experience if you are working in a job that, if you're doing wage labor, you will probably never lack alienation from your labor. It's going to be very difficult.
Time.
Trusting a janitor with profit distribution.
Actually, does he have a better
Is that
gun?
how that works?
I don't want to make too much fucking noise.
We, under capitalism, are so fucking cucked that we literally cannot even imagine a power structure where the janitor has one vote. Like, no, it has to be that the janitor is the dictator now. Socialism is when janitor is the dictator CEO.
I need assistance now!
Why is it like, why can't you fucking imagine it where the janitor has a say in the process?
Oh, fuck.
Only say that matters.
That is General
So
Reza
fucking weird,
Zaidan,
man.
keeper of the peace.
A janitocracy.
Both targets down. Now head towards an exit.
Okay. Mission good. Except for those non-targets, that was a mistake. Let's get out of here.
I've never been in a tech startup, so I can't speak for that. The grocery
Oh, I
business
never
wasn't
got
quite
to
that
use the
hard, but
rat
we did put a lot
poison.
of heat
Fuck.
into it.
That seems like
That would've been
not a
fun.
lot of time to sleep.
And I'm a great believer in sleep. Sleep is how you...
Like, how many hours are left? How many hours are in a week?
Well, let's see. There's 24 hours, 168 hours a week.
168
He's only got
hours a
48
week.
hours to sleep.
That is ridiculous.
So that's, well, I don't know. If you, all you did was 48 hours divided by 7, that's almost 7 hours a night. If all you did was work and sleep, I don't know when he eats. Maybe you have to eat when you're
Definitely
working.
have to eat. I would recommend eating.
Carry on.
You gotta go to the bathroom sometimes. You gotta scratch that out.
So you sleep 7 hours a night and just stay at work.
Yeah, I don't actually think...
Salute, soldier.
You have to put a lot of energy.
Yeah, if the janitor can vote for the elected officials that fucking run the country, then he
Say
should
hi to your
vote
general
for
for
a
me.
fucking manager inside of the company. But no, it's unimaginable.
Thanks for asking.
Also, the irony is like, if
He's
it were up to
upstairs
these
right
people,
now.
they wouldn't want the janitor to even vote. Like that's the other reality here. Like, is that again, capitalism and meritocracy creates this fucking false sense of a false sense of success that is well-deserved, and that if you are successful and you're wealthy, the wealthier you are, the more successful you are, the more successful you are, the more deserving of that wealth you are. And it's basically a system that justifies an oligarchy. Like, they want an oligarchy. They think that, like, these are the people that deserve to lead. When you say a janitor should have no say in the process,
that was a lot stealthier than the last one.
When you say a janitor should have no say in the fucking workflow, no say in the process, no say in the distribution of profits, what you're basically saying is like, no, a janitor's too stupid to fucking actually.
I don't understand. There is no sign of
have
forced
say in this
entry, no
process
alarms,
at all.
nothing.
It's that
One of my
wealthy
people
people
has
are
gone missing
smarter
in
than us,
Johannesburg.
and they're more successful than us, and because they're there because
Still,
they deserve
the
to be
system
there,
demands
and
two
they should
keys,
lead.
and the rest are
Like,
all
a
accounted
janitor would not know how to lead.
Except for
That's
your
basically what you're saying.
predecessors.
Comp?
That's the hidden assumption underneath it all.
went down
is
over the
that
Pacific.
We, as
It
workers,
was an
are too
accident.
stupid, and we
Such
cannot
was the
have a voice in the
conclusion at the
process
time.
because the manager is
Yes.
smart. The manager has manager skull, and therefore is smarter. The worker has worker skull, which makes the worker stupid. And the greatest skull is CEO skull.
People die, Mr. Fannin. Happens all the time, even to us. It seems like a conspiracy. Probably isn't.
build anything.
Yes.
But
And
if you're
yet,
doing it right, we talk a lot about conscious
the
capitalism
failed coup
and
in
higher
Morocco.
purpose. If you have a purpose that's
The ether
animating you, it
virus.
doesn't feel like work, it's like play. It also attracts
Someone
people
knows
to you
about us.
share those.
J Money in the bank. If you're building a business and you have the thought that you are building a business so other people don't have to work at all, it kind of takes the motivation
Providence
away.
is
No one
under
does.
attack.
No one does.
How much was that?
In any case, like, it's the opposite. You have
Money.
6 individuals who are personally motivated
Not money, Mr. Fannin.
to build as
Information
robust a business as possible. If you have
on
6
all of our
individuals
assets and operatives,
in that company.
like you. Dig a trench, Director.
Oh, not again.
Same purpose.
This is something that I find
Make it
very
a deep
frustrating
one.
with people that don't
Because none of you are safe anymore.
They just want to tax the shit out of you.
No, the janitor doesn't bring anything compared to the manager. A company can operate without a manager. A company cannot operate without a janitor. So you're wrong. It's the exact opposite. But capitalism has made you feel like the manager brings more to the table than the fucking janitor does. It literally is
That's
the
not
exact
right,
opposite.
but-
A company can operate without a CEO, but a company cannot operate without the fucking assemblyman on the line.
Well, that's right.
You have to substitute that
You still
for
need
something. You have
management.
to either automate that part of the process, but there is no value without labor. There's no value without labor whatsoever. All you have is a fucking empty factory with wood in it.
Oh, I shouldn't have killed so many people.
What turns into
Alright,
what
well,
turns that
was
wood into
better than
chair
I actually got a positive
is
score,
labor.
so
Okay?
that's good.
It's the janitor that cleans the fucking bathrooms. It's the dudes that are working in the assembly line.
Let's exit a menu. And see a next button there. Unless I missed it.
Managers just manage the expectations of the owners of capital and keep the workers in line. That's all that they do. They themselves are workers separately from what we are talking about, but that's their job. There's a lot of managers in here that probably
morning,
manage a
47.
fuckload of workers.
Your destination is the HITMAN Luxury Hotel Resort on the
Same
Chao
with
Phraya
HR
River,
department.
just outside Bangkok. Your main target is Jordan Cross, the lead singer
Again,
of The Class, a renowned
um,
indie rock outfit recording their highly anticipated
Who is the
sophomore
janitor?
album.
Lol, he's making sure
But
that
this
he's
millennial
sanitary
poster
conditions.
boy
Oh,
harbors a
absolutely.
dark
I'm a maintenance
secret.
dishes closer at
1 year
Wendy's.
ago,
This all hits
promising
too
young
hard. Our manager
actress
doesn't
Hannah
get shit done, and we run the store
fell to
way
her
more than he
death
does.
from
Of
Cross's
course.
penthouse loft
The
in
manager's
Dumbo, New
job
York.
is to make sure that you're
According to the
clocking in and
police,
clocking
Miss
out.
Highmore's death was a tragic accident, but her parents remain unconvinced. They firmly believe that Cross murdered Hannah and only escaped justice due to the power and influence
Our
of
company
his
has gone through
father,
3 CEOs, and there
billionaire
literally has
media
been no
mogul
difference in our
Thomas
job.
Cross. A secondary target,
Yeah.
Ken Morgan,
The funniest thing
corporate
is
fixer
we are
and
still
attorney to
going
the
through a
Cross
pandemic
family, is also
where
staying at the
the
hotel.
least paid
Cunning
individuals
and
in
unscrupulous,
society
Morgan was a
were
key
proven
agent
to
in
be
the cover-up of
a,
Hannah
to
Highmore's
play
murder,
to play a
and Jordan
fundamental
Cross's
essential
subsequent
role
rookie.
in
The
society.
Hunters
Someone
understand
fucking
the
designate them as essential workers.
While the system
Like
may be
without them,
powerless,
without the people
RCA
fucking
is
delivering your
anything
food,
but.
without the people stocking the
Fixer
grocery
meet
store, without the
Hitman.
cash register operator, there is no societal formation. Okay, and they are the ones who get fucked over the hardest because that is seen as replaceable labor. That's seen as a entry-level position that you can easily replace. But without them, you have nothing.
Okay, so there's a hotel. With locked doors. Definitely want the lockpick.
The least paid are the most valuable in the company. Absolutely.
Distraction's a good thing. I like to try not and kill as many people, so I might change this out.
Not true everywhere. Plenty of managers do work. No, I know. That's true.
Actually, I could take a lockpick instead with me, and then we'll smuggle in.
Well, I'm only motivated to work by the need for money. If I didn't need money, I wouldn't work. Also, strongly dislike people that solely derive meaning from their lives by work alone and think that without work, people won't have purpose. This all projection is so bizarre. You can't use your own myopic POV to justify these things. I mean, I'm fortunate because I have worked for someone else. I've done a job that I didn't want to do for someone else. I've done a job that I wanted to do for someone else.
Oh, something
and
tells
now
me
I
I
have
might
the
be able
opportunity
to
to do a
poison one
job
of them.
that I want to do for myself. So I've seen all of the different, the varying degrees of like how, even as a fucking intern, how a certain business operates and how much knowledge you can have over a business, even if you're fucking literally a free intern, okay? An unpaid intern.
Welcome to Bangkok, 47. Ken Morgan has booked the Queen Suite, but has yet to check in. You will find him in and around the restaurant.
Pay and
Oddly
respect
enough,
doesn't equal
Jordan
value?
Cross
Of course
seems
it doesn't,
completely
but under
unaware of his
capitalism it does.
presence. Cross and the class have set up a recording studio in the Emperor's Suite on the 3rd floor. Private security
I'm a
around
manager of a
Cross and
small
his
business,
entourage
and
is
I'm also the
highly
janitor.
capable.
I know my team does most of the
Still,
work, but my
I'm
company
sure
won't
you
hire
can
a
find your
janitor.
way into his inner circle.
Well,
After all,
you are
today is
in
Jordan
your
Cross's
managerial capacity. You are
27th
doing your
birthday.
boss's work
The
by
age
making
when
sure the
rock stars
employees
die.
work
Good luck, 47.
in that same situation. But you yourself personally have a difference. The dynamic between you and the workers is one where you are demonstrating your small business, the small business owner's interest. The dynamic between you and your boss, however, the one who owns the business, is similar to the dynamic between the workers and the boss.
How are you today, Mr. Reba?
Being a freelance independent contractor is beautiful, but you have to play so many capitalist games to make it work, even when you're talented, smart, work hard.
So who is this guy cop? The one in all the papers?
Are you kidding? Where have you been the last couple of months?
In Switzerland? But
Sir?
There's gotta be some
Okay.
rat poison. Oh,
Hey, you can't be here.
my bad, man.
Man, you're in all sorts. Hey, I need your help.
You fucking.
You okay? What the hell is happening? I saw.
Just hiding here.
Hey man, my
Notice.
schedule manager put a lot of effort pressing auto-generate on the scheduling program.
Do you think it's easy to make something like Whole Foods? Do you think it's easy to make a company like Tesla? Do you think it's not easy? It's an insanely difficult task. That's why most people don't do it.
Exactly.
But when someone does do it and they have become successful, then other people start looking at it and go, well, they have all this money. They should contribute more, or they should do this.
Okay,
Or
I think I'm
you're
good.
talking about
fuck.
some
what's
people
coming
have
back? What's coming
suggested
back?
some extraordinary tax rates
Okay.
in order to get us out of this current recession. And
Ideas.
then I talk to business people and say that is exactly
A
wrong.
mouthful of madness
Because that's
that I
actually
can't
stifle
digest right now.
business, and business is the only thing that's going to bring us out of this. If you incentivize businesses to take risks and to be open and to make more profits, then more people are going to get jobs, then the economy bounces back. But if you give them a gigantic tax burden, they're going to be less likely to take chances. They're not going to be able to survive. And people on the outside who've never built a business like Whole Foods, they don't seem to
There's
see
gotta be some
that.
poison around here.
They
or
don't see it.
something. Really good. Let's see.
The reality is that
Kitchen's gotta have rat poison.
people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, they're good capital allocators, so to speak. They're not going to waste that money. That money's going to be reinvested
Don't mind me.
to create new and more dynamic businesses that will help the innovations will help our society move forward. When you just redistribute that money, there's no more additional innovation. It's just
Sir, excuse me, you're not.
this whole idea that it's consumption.
Oh, I'm
drives
sorry.
The economy is fundamentally
Shit.
a myth. It's mostly creativity and innovation that drives the economy.
God damn it.
So we need to keep
This
that
really
money
did
in
not
the hands
go to
of
plan.
creative people, who are entrepreneurs.
Covered or
creative.
something.
Fuck off, dude. Oh, this is so disgusting. I can't do this. I'm getting triggered by this disgusting shit, dude. Fuck you, you piece of
just leave
shit.
you here and hope you
Creativity
don't
is
ruin
so
my plan.
fucking insanely subjective. No, this is the most idiotic fucking take. Yo, I swear to God. Oh my God.
here we
Oh,
go.
I'm losing it. Oh, Jesus.
According to the
fucking
schedule,
Christ,
the exterminator plans to inspect the
dude.
Emperor's
The most
suite.
creative and the most
On his
innovative
request,
are our
the
entrepreneurs.
hotel manager will clear out
What
the recording
fuck?
studio
You have
and
no
bring everyone
idea.
into the
Like, you have
atrium
no
for the
idea.
duration
An
of the
entrepreneur
inspection.
is just someone who
I
has
suggest
the
you locate
capacity
the
to secure
exterminator,
capital.
47.
Okay?
He
That's
appears
it.
to be fumigating
That's all
on the
that they're
ground
creative
floor.
in. And half the time it's because they have intergenerational
Excellent.
wealth. At least enough intergenerational wealth that they can justify getting a fucking fat loan. That's bullshit, motherfucker. That is bullshit. Oh, entrepreneurs, they're so fucking... Fuck my dick, dude.
Whoa, relax, Chief. I got it covered, okay? Besides, even
it's
at
so
very
fucking,
large
it's such
doses,
bullshit, dude.
this compound, it's not lethal
Do you
for
know
humans.
that the stock market was
okay, yeah,
and
sure,
unemployment
it
are
knocked
measured by
you out for a
innovation and
bit.
creativity? Yeah.
Yeah, give you a headache.
No,
probably,
sorry.
But,
sorry, dude.
I mean, that's
Oh,
about
you
it.
were born in fucking a West Virginia mountain, and
Whoa,
for
not
2
gonna happen,
generations now your
Chief.
family
Believe
hasn't
it or
had
not, I've
a
done this
regular
before.
stable income, so now you have to live for fucking $15. You live on $15 a day, and your parents are on disability. Well, that's because you weren't creative enough to become an entrepreneur. Like, hey, fuck
Man,
off.
can you get out of here?
It's
What
so
are you doing?
fucking stupid. This is... Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on,
Let's use
dude.
a coin and hopefully you can
Business
fuck off.
And for some reason, I think because of envy, it seems so unfair. Again, we're in a win-lose model. If Jeff Bezos...
Damn it.
Yeah, calling in. Heard something.
Huh.
Moving in.
Almost done. Huh. Like to see anything
Okay,
survive in there.
watching this shit does bring back, like,
Maybe I
really-
should just let him
It's very hard not to
finish up.
have radical takes when I hear this. It must be envy.
This may not be a good
No,
idea.
it's not fucking envy, you asshole. What the fuck, dude? No.
Oh, there's security. Okay.
No, it's not envy at all.
Everything clear.
It's not fucking envy when people are starving, dude. It's not envy when people are sitting in fucking bread lines. He's... What are the dislikes, comments on these vids? They're hogs. Joe Rogan fans are hogs. So, of course... Listen, the funniest part about this is, you watch Joe Rogan,
Hey, man,
you
hands
think you're
up.
a masculine guy, you think you're a macho man, you know, a manly man, you fucking do BJJ with the homies, like, you believe that Joe Rogan is a beacon of masculinity, you watch, you know, you talk about fucking eating elk and shit, right? Meanwhile, you are the #1, not that this is like a one-to-one, like, it's not masculine to be a cuck, but you are a literal cuck. You are the largest peasant-minded person.
Ah,
Like,
stop
you are the biggest
freezing,
peasant in
game.
this circumstance because you're like, oh no, this is great. Yeah,
What are
I
you
watch Joe
doing?
Rogan. I love the shit. And yo, this CEO is right. It is the creative people. They deserve it, bro. Yo, my fucking Bitcoin thing is gonna work one day, bro. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur myself, bro. Like, that's how these people are. They love this shit, dude. They love when rich people tell them, like, shut the fuck up. You shut up, peasant. You're just envious.
Oh.
And in an effort not to offend, in an effort to, like, you know, have a rich person's mentality, I guess, they're like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is. Oh, people are fucking jealous of rich people. Yeah.
What is that?
Bezos has $150 billion, then that's unfair. In some sort of cosmic way, that's unfair. And they
Just gonna
believe
try to
that
hide
somehow or
you
another
over
others
here.
have less. So there's like this fixed pie, and Jeff took a big piece of it, or Elon Musk has taken a big piece of it. But it's not a fixed pie.
Actually,
that's the wrong
can
metaphor.
I put him in the cover
Innovationism
too? Can
is
you put more
continually
than one
growing the
person
pie.
in a cover?
And in fact, humanity is demonstrably better off because of the capitalists, because of the innovationists.
Let me play devil's advocate, because this is the way they look at it. They would say,
yeah,
well,
can.
when you get to that sort of a position, like a Jeff Bezos, where you have $150 billion, you can exert your influence on people in a way that's
like, what's the argument here? Oh, it's not a fixed pie. Just print your own money. Like, I don't get it. Why don't? It's not a fixed pie. Just print your own money. Like, you don't need Jeff Bezos. Like,
just print your own money.
You basically at that point generating your own. Yeah.
Just a sec. Who are you?
Oh fuck.
Oh man,
why don't you fucking invent money?
Is he your buddy? Well, you know him?
Which is,
yeah,
you know,
you
I
just
just described
disappeared.
MMP, but
don't come back.
Basically, but it's funny that he says that when, like, the way it currently works is it is absolutely seen as a fixed pie. I mean, it's infinite. There's always growth, but
someone should go and see what the hell that was.
But the way that the money pool currently exists is.
Fuck.
You know, it's Jeff Bezos making money off of your money that you're generating for him. He's extracting your surplus value.
Detrimental to society. You've achieved
Hey, you
too
hearing
high
impaired?
of a position. You have too much power, and you will probably use that power to loosen regulations, to bribe politicians or influence politicians, and to get laws passed that are better for your business and stifle competition.
Well, I'll make the call, but
I think that's a
I'm
powerful
warning you,
argument.
no slip-ups.
Especially not with young Master
Cross on his way down.
If any
of those toxins get into the ventilation system,
I don't see that Jeff.
Atrium.
Excellent.
I don't see Jeff trying to pass laws.
No, I don't think he is. I'm not saying he is. If he was,
hello,
boy,
this
would
is
they
the
come after
manager.
him.
I am so sorry to disturb.
They'd be like, that motherfucker. He
Indeed,
doesn't
yes,
have
the pest exterminator.
But I know that before,
he needs
when Whole
to
Foods
inspect
was
the
a public
Emperor's
company
suite
for
now.
25
Could
years,
I
and
possibly ask you and your team
the
to...
government go after us a few times.
Excellent, thank you.
They tried to stop
Please join us in the atrium for refreshments. I promise it won't take long. Bye, thank you.
Acquisition, but the FTC tried to stop it. We ended up going into court.
Why are you
We actually won in court. And very interesting, the FTC has their own court. And they said, after we won in the federal courts, they said, now we want to take them to our court, the administrative court.
Terrific. They have their own court?
They have their own court.
Don't you wish you had your own court? I'll take you to Whole Foods court, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they do. Okay, they do. Yeah, get fired from Whole Foods and try to sue them, or they literally do. Every company does have a fucking court arbitration where you can you do get clapped. So that's one. Two. Is this motherfucker about to shit on like the court system too? Like he's just upset. Yeah. Try to do something at your workplace and speak out against your boss or something. See what happens. See how quickly your ass gets clapped in the court of your workplace. Forced arbitration if you try to go back and litigate. Yeah, try to organize a union. See what happens in your work court. That's one, and two. What's your favorite pie? Good question. Meat pie. Bad advice is on chat listens to you. What do you mean?
Fuck.
Wait, I mean, first of all, if you have an opportunity to unionize, absolutely should. You should.
That is Jordan Cross,
but
revered and
secondly,
reviled in equal measures.
Reread your employment contract if you don't think you're a subject to forced arbitration. Of course,
Good night,
exactly.
Jordan Cross.
But
Thank you, 47.
look, I find
dare
it
say
laughable
the
when
possibilities are
you
endless.
use still productivity. That's not true. Fucking so false, dude. What metric of productivity are we working on? No one doesn't. No one fucking doesn't. You just made that up. You literally made that up. There's no, and guess what? There's no reason to ever have evidence to back that kind of statement anyway. But
his guess will be fine.
Jordan Cross is down.
So.
Hey you. You okay?
Fuck.
The only thing unions kill are the
Do we have a
share
description
of
of who's been
profits
hit?
that are
Mr. Cross is down. All units
shareholders
respond.
rather than all stakeholders, which would include workers as well. That's the only thing that it kills. Unions steal productivity through their elimination of things like unpaid overtime. True.
Victor Juliet, 5-0.
What the fuck are these moving goalposts? Socialism bad, co-op bad, now attacking unions? Yeah. See, everything is bad, dude. Everything that hurts the boss man is bad. Meanwhile, not all unions are good. Ex-teachers union. How are teachers unions bad? Shut the fuck up, stupid.
Fuck.
You get fucking fed capital.
Fuck, get out of here. Oh my god, this is fucked.
Unions are bad.
No.
By the way, unions in America at least are definitely a little corrupt, but you want to look for a bad union, it's police unions. And the only reason why they're powerful is because
Oh, fuck off. I hate online
unions
services.
that are powerful in this country are police unions, and the reason why they're fucking
trying to make my escape.
The reason why they're powerful is because they side with the side that owns capital. They work for those who own capital. They are the line of defense between workers and capital. So of course,
oh fuck!
Surprisingly,
God damn it!
They are the very powerful union. If you remain in the union, you're powerful.
Fuck.
You're under arrest. Put those hands up. No sudden moves.
Oh, fucking game.
Yeah, that's right, man. On your knees now. He's in the storage area.
Like,
oh, come on. Oh, fuck off.
First of all, you're crying about
this mission has gone so fucking slow. Get out of here. Just go. Oh!
Like, ironically a pro-union Trump supporter? What the fuck?
I just had one simple job. Go kill the guy after
First
I
of all,
gas
I am
the
a
room.
populist. I'm a left-wing populist. Absolutely. Yeah. I do agitative propaganda every fucking day. What did you think I was doing? Yeah, of course I'm a populist. Left-wing populist. I'm not some fucking weirdo neoliberal.
Try again from here.
All instances of populism is bad. In any called Wegmans? I love Wegmans. Oh my god. Fuck, I love Wegmans. Holy shit. Management called me to the office and told me they were alerted of union activity in the area and to snitch if I saw something LMFAO. Yeah, not surprising. Did TYT have a union? No, TYT unionized after I left. Nevada Culinary Union tried to convince their members to vote against Bernie and Medicare for All. Union leadership in America tends to be pretty conservative. Yeah, but that doesn't mean fucking unions are bad. It doesn't matter. It just means that, like, that specific union has neoliberal leadership that 100%, as a consequence of unions being so gutted, make these sorts of constant calculations to side with the establishment Democrats in an effort to maintain some sort of power they have. Fuck out of here! I work for TJ gang. Fuck Wegmans, dude. I love Wegmans, dude. Oh my god! Immediately, I'm like thinking about all the subs that I used to eat at Wegmans in New Jersey.
Shots of brandy in the morning.
Why do people think unions are bad? Propaganda. Unions hurt the bottom line of profit-motivated capital. Those who own a business do not want the business to unionize because they no longer have a way to separate each individual worker, pay them whatever the fuck they want to. Now, all of a sudden, every worker has a base level of protection, an opportunity to be able to advocate for their best interest. So, of course, bosses don't want fucking unions, and therefore, they don't want that to happen.
Sad and ridiculous. ridiculous.
Mind you, I would swap places with them in a minute.
Yeah, they will tell you that unions take from your paycheck, and also you'll get less benefits. It's bullshit. They'll tell you that, you know, you'll lose your job if you unionize. Well, they won't say you lose your job if you unionize, but they'll say the business will no longer be profitable, and therefore the business will fail if there are unions. Fucking bullshit. It's kind of like the argument that people make when it's like, well, what about $15 minimum wage? Like, that's going to hurt our bottom line here in small business factory, Minnesota or whatever, you know? I'm at the small business factory, and $15 minimum wage is going to ruin my job. It's like, dude, if you can't fucking pay a living wage to your employees, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this argument? Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't pay living wages to my employees.
I dare
so
say
I'm just so what? That you're gonna keep paying them.
Oh, this really didn't go well.
You call that? Ouch! What is this argument? It's like, dude, hey, whatever, dude. My business will fail if I can't hire child slaves. Exactly.
Son of a.
Anyway, this idiot is a transporter. But also,
oh, this is fucking stupid. Oh, no.
Streaming? Are you gonna turn off the stream? I love Kanye's songs. He's a good artist. Debate, I'll be here at 2 a.m. You made me more lib, by the way. Good job, bye. Insulting the Constitution of my European country gives you jail time. And you say you are not free. Oh, come on. I need this fucking idiotic European Trumper to give me more.
European Trumper.
What about people saying billionaires reinvest in the economy? Yeah. Someone I knew hated their union on the basis that he had to pay his dues. I was so confused. Like, how to get protection?
I don't think it's gonna matter either way.
The most what the fuck argument I heard about the $15 an hour hike to minimum wage is that it somehow disenfranchises people who work hard to get $15 an hour. Sociopathic mentality. Yeah, it's like fucking people saying, oh, I'm working in the front lines, and people that aren't working are getting paid more than me because they got fired as a consequence of COVID. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, that's your fucking boss's problem. That's your boss's fault, you dumbass. Why are you fucking shitting on dudes who literally lost their jobs? Like, you think they want to be fucking unemployed? What kind of fucking psychotic crabs in a bucket mentality is this shit? And it is very successful. It's at the heart of capitalist propaganda. This always works.
That is Ken the Brick Morgan, lawyer and corporate fixer.
If I didn't pay a union fee, I couldn't afford to buy a PS5 from a scalper, though. People puggo.
Good. Hello. 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
There was a union at my first job, and they were so underpowered and worked around the bosses that it was impossible to get anything done, and they were hated by a lot of the workers because they couldn't do anything. Yeah. My dad always lied to me and told me unions protect the lazy worker. Good. The lazy worker does need protection, okay? The lazy worker does need protection. You being lazy doesn't mean you fucking deserve no protection. You're still doing work. You would get fucking fired if you didn't do work. You would get fucking fired if you did not generate enough value for the company.
Fucker.
I'll take the FTC to the whole fifth court.
Right?
But, you know,
like the people's court.
You don't win in the FTC court. You don't win in that court. So.
Well, how many people have won in that court?
I think when I looked at it at that time, this back in 2007, I think 46 of the 48 previous cases, this is from memory, so I could be wrong, had lost.
They should go to court.
So
someone should take them to court.
But here's the thing. I asked our attorney, so, okay, we're going to lose in this court, in their court. Then what happens? This is, well, then you appeal that back to the federal courts. And then after that, if they want to, they would go to the Supreme Court if they'll take it. I said, how much is it going to cost me to just fight them in their own courts? They said, it's going to cost you $30 million in legal fees, not to mention a lot of executive time. It's like, man, $30 million, and we know we're going to lose. And then we
go work in the public sector and see how folks are lazy ass motherfuckers. Man, what the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't matter, dude. Like, what you consider to be lazy is completely subjective too. Like, you think your boss fucking works as hard as you do, you dumb fuck? No, he doesn't, or she doesn't. Okay? You silly bitch. So many people don't actually fucking work.
God sort 'em out.
Like, so many of the jobs that we have in the professional sector is bullshit jobs. One, okay?
That is Jordan Cross.
A lot of that
revered
is
and
also
reviled
just
in equal measures.
scrolling, browsing the internet, going on Reddit, jerking off in the bathroom or whatever the fuck you're doing, and watching Hasanabi on the
I dare say the
on your
possibilities are
phone
endless.
secretly. Okay, that's what so many of you motherfuckers do while you're working. Not every single moment of your job is productive. It's not supposed to be productive. Ugh. Imagine getting the labor work done in 8 hours, the same as managerial work done in 8 hours. It's just like, no one actually, the secret is most people actually don't fucking work except for the literal essential businesses, like essential workers.
Oh, fucking hell. Why did you have to find me?
Fucking stick around for the most part.
Damn it.
Constantly work. The lower, the more replaceable your labor is, the more you're working through your entire fucking day.
God damn it.
And
Fuck.
the other thing, the lawyers love it. Like, they want you to do it.
Like divorce lawyers.
Yes, exactly.
They love it.
Like,
Not talk.
Garçon?
Don't talk this
don't
out.
try to work this out because he's going to try to
You don't want
steal your
mediation.
money. He's going to try to steal that money.
He's a piece of shit.
Fucking
Look at
fixer.
him. Look at him.
So again,
So what did you do? You wound up settling?
we ended up, yes, they let the merger go through and we agreed.
Okay, we got one of them. Let's get the other one.
That was the best we could do.
How many stories you have to sell off?
Get away or something?
We put up about 30 for sale.
This is fucking messy.
Only about I don't know, I think 5 or 6 were sold, about 5 or 6.
Episodes.
Cheat code: show up 5 minutes early and work by yourself, and you will still get Employee of the Month watching Hasanabi. Nice.
Oh, I have the.
Okay, we're moving on from this shit. Rockland Church holds indoor services despite restrictions. Drone technology takes off a law enforcement fee. PSTA launch a driverless shuttle in St. Petersburg. It took 3 minutes for the package to be stolen.
Oh,
and
nice.
we got cyberpunk gameplay too, which I'm very
Secluded.
excited about. But before we do
Fucking
that, there's where is the U.S. hides the secret? How Iran did the world's greatest party in a desert. There's so many fucking sick reacts on here. We're gonna watch all of it. But before we do that, we're gonna do fucking Dave Chappelle. Finally, I'm gonna do Dave Chappelle. So who has
The rich just
who has the
throw
link to
more
Dave
expensive
Chappelle?
shit at each other.
And before we get to the Dave Chappelle link, it's top of the hour every hour, 60-second ad break.
You know,
Ladies and
good
gentlemen,
snacks.
if
What are you
you'd
doing
like an
down there?
absolute
You're
broadcast
drunk.
experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You subscribe for free with a $5 with their Twitch Prime or with a $5.
Yeah, you better not be one of them
regular.
drug fiends looking to sell your
But
perfect
like I
formed
said,
ass for a
you
fixed
can
ass.
subscribe for free with
So I'm in the
a
restaurant now,
Twitch
and I've got
Prime
nada.
subscription. Here's the second unknown.
I want to introduce you to our latest recruit. She'll need a name.
I already have a name.
Ah.
This is real. They're training you to kill people.
I'll never forget the first time I was on stage. The guy that introduced me was a guy named J.T. Newton. I'm 47. I can close my eyes and remember the introduction like it was yesterday. It went like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this next young man coming to the stage
Get rid of that evidence.
is starting his comedy career tonight. Who knows? We may be
Hey, I think we got a serious problem. We need your help. Hey, you got a problem? Some weird fella's messing around.
Damn it. Fuck.
From the first time that I ever held a
He's by the service entrance.
Oh no!
I knew I was home. I knew I found my thing. And my God, man. My God, man, I was a child.
Target's locked in hand-to-hand combat. Watch your fire.
I got good. Matter of fact, I was good from the moment I started. And I'm
That's
not saying
wank
this
as
to be
that.
a braggart. I'm telling you the truth. I was this little boy, so poised. They used to say. I was. You know, got better, but started
God,
out
I
slow.
don't these securities
About a year
suck.
into it,
This would not
when I was
happen.
15 years old, I had written
Oh.
during the 80s.
No!
Having a good year.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Oh my God! Something about an industrial strength condom by Goodyear.
Get out of it.
I just remember all the comedians really liked that joke. And there was an older comedian. He came to me one night after the show, after he saw the joke, and said,
Oh,
"Listen, I
that
got
was-
an audition with another comedy club."
I could have
And I
done
was
that way
wondering,
better.
do you mind
was
if I do
sloppy.
that joke? I just want to borrow it. Now,
That's what
I'm a kid, I
happens.
don't know any better.
Body
Like,
of billionaire media mogul Thomas Cross was discovered early this evening, slain by multiple gunshot wounds. Cross was scandalously kidnapped.
I let him do the joke.
At the funeral of his own
And weeks later, I was waiting to go on in the comedy club. And he did the joke. After the show, I pulled him aside and I said, "Hey, man, I don't mind you borrowing my jokes, but you gotta give them back." I forgot to ask him. He goes, "Let me buy that joke from you for $50. And I said, "Man, I'd do it, but I'm just starting out. I need all the material I can get." The idea being that the more material I can accumulate, the faster I'll be able to make money for my work. I said, "I
Thomas
can't do
Cross
it. I want my
had
joke back."
billions in hidden offshore accounts, all stripped clean
I'll
within
never
hours of the
forget this.
kidnapping.
Remember, I was a 15-year-old
Someone
child.
wanted the son dead to
This
lure
guy
out
was
the
a
father.
grown-ass man.
Someone smart enough to
Stood
stay in the
up over
shadows
so I could
while we
see
did the
how
wet
big
work,
he was.
and the
And he
Highmores
said
picked
to
up the
me,
check.
"Really?
A shadow plan.
Just take it." And he did.
Someone got rich. The contract was just. That was the sound problem.
I know you don't care about politics, 47, but ICA is neutral, always has been. We can't allow ourselves to be manipulated. Besides,
It's happened before.
Italy,
I don't
Morocco,
think about it every day
Paris.
because that was the worst thing.
HITMAN organization.
All our clients got their intel the
Think
same
about it
way.
every day.
Anonymous tips from a hidden
That was the
source.
first time
Each contract perfectly
someone
legit,
ever did that to me.
yet part of a grander
In my
design.
career, it has happened many, many times
I don't
since.
see the pattern.
Someone would intimidate
Somebody
me or scare
does.
me and take something.
The board has asked us to chase down this shadow client, and our analysts are closing in as we speak.
Now I'm 18 years old.
I know that tone.
I'm living in New York City, and I just finished my first
Someone's playing
road
a game,
tour. It was a
47.
very difficult tour. I'll
Question
spare
is,
you the details. Now I'm back in New York, and my
against
rent is
whom?
paid, thank God. And I have $60 to my name, and a woman that I had met in Pittsburgh, a bad medical addiction, was coming to New York. She was going to spend the weekend with me. I couldn't wait for her to get there. She was coming that evening. Remember, I only had $60 for a whole weekend to entertain a bad bitch. Now I'm walking through Greenwich Village, and I see something I've never seen before. 3-card Monte. You know what that is? Yeah, the guy had the whole thing. The table was set up, and he had the 3 cards, and the crowd was hooping and
Yeah, not
hollering.
bad.
And he was like,
Much
"Find the red
better.
card,
That
find the
was-
red card." And people were playing. Sometimes
The
they
ending
win,
wasn't so bad, it might have
sometimes
actually
they
done
lose,
better.
But it was really exciting, and I'm standing there watching it, and I noticed while I'm watching them play this game that the red card, the one you're trying to find, had just a little bend on the corner.
God, if I was a hitman, I'd cause so many international incidents.
He doesn't seem to know that red card is bent. I'm gonna beat this motherfucker.
Good morning, 47. We have a lead on the shadow client. ICA White Hats have traced the anonymous data received by our clients to one Olivia Hall, a brilliant young hacktivist and suspect in a dozen cases of cyber vandalism. Using onion routing with state-of-the-art encryption, Hall went to a lot of trouble to stay untraceable. She is good, but
here it is right here.
Her digital trail has led us to a remote farm in Colorado, where satellite footage has revealed what appears to be the training camp for a private militia, led by an already registered target, Sean Rose, Australian environmental terrorist and explosives expert, wanted for a series of public bombings. Rose was spotted near the scene of Thomas Cross's kidnapping, which makes him our prime suspect for the Shadow Client. Spurred by Eric's sodas, the ICA Board of Directors has asked us to infiltrate the farm and eliminate Sean Rose, along with 3 other prominent militia members. Ezra Berg, a retired Mossad interrogator, Penelope Graves, former Interpol anti-terror analyst, and finally Maya Parvati, former assassin and gunman for the Tangled Tigers. I'll be honest with you, 47. I consider Eric Soda's reasoning hasty and ill-advised. Now, we cannot go against the wishes of the board. We can conduct our own investigation. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow Client's true agenda. I will leave you to prepare.
I'm sure, is because he saw the fear.
Okay.
And that fear, he looked at me. I saw his eyes go from hard to soft. He saw
4 targets.
Then he looked at me like
method.
the way a father would look at a child.
This is gonna be a militia compound, so
young man,
I'm gonna take a tactical SMG.
I never forgot that either.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Most niggas would have to run the streets for years to learn a lesson that profound. It took me 2 seconds. Never get between somebody and their paper. Taking a man's livelihood away from him is akin to killing him. Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts. Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the fuck could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what that means.
I have a feeling if this goes sideways, it's really gonna go sideways fast.
That's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. But I signed the contract the way that a 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate, I needed a way out, and it wasn't good money, and it wasn't good circumstances, but what else am I gonna do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around
Welcome to Colorado, 47. The militia has taken up HQ at an old apricot farm and appear to be training for a series of coordinated strikes, ranging from cyber attacks to full-blown guerrilla warfare. The Shadow Client appears to unite specialists and radicals from all over the map. Mercenaries and terrorists, hackers and spies joined by an unknown common cause. Satellite scans indicate that the command room is below ground inside an old tornado shelter. Only Rose appears to have access, however, so to get inside, you'll need to get creative. This environment is hostile and highly alert, so tread
Saturday Night Live on election night.
Good luck, 47.
And the day I made that phone call, the day I committed to it,
okay, well, there's no blending in here, so this is yeah, hostile, definitely.
Not just Netflix.
Let's find that barn.
HBO Max is streaming it too. Tell you another story about HBO. No, hear me out. Did you know, before Chappelle's show was at Comedy Central, I pitched that show to HBO. I told them what I wanted to do. Now, these are executives. All they have to do is say, yeah, we'll take it, or no, thank you, we won't. But they didn't say either of those things. They went too far. They said, literally, what do we need you for? That's what they told me, as they kicked me out of the office. What do we need you for? And here we are, all these years later, and they're streaming the very show that I was pitching to them. So I'm asking them, what do you need?
Yeah, I think in this case, I'm gonna keep this handy. Oh, fuck.
People think I made a lot of money for Chappelle's show. When I left that show, I never got paid.
Ezra Berg, legendary Mossad operative who specializes in chemical interrogation techniques, is here at the compound to interrogate a prisoner. My notes indicate he set up a makeshift drug lab in a garage, and it looks like he's spending a lot of his time in the basement.
Perfectly
Could be an
legal because
opportunity
I signed
there,
the
47.
contract. But is that right? I didn't think so either.
Just at the security station watching the feeds, there's this creepy
That's
guy
why I like working for
interrogating
Netflix.
the hostage. He wears like a 3D
I like working for Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that must be
Because when all those bad things happen,
Bro, you work for Netflix with a completely different level of influence and also access to capital in comparison to your introductory contract at Comedy Central. I'm sure that Netflix is probably, arguably,
This is the worst
as
place to freeze.
exploitative as Comedy
No.
Central is to
Don't blow the mission.
newcomers
Don't.
that are offering contracts to first-time creators that they're testing or whatever. Not saying that it's right.
Fuck.
Just
No,
correcting
no,
the record.
just-
that company didn't even exist. And when I found out they were streaming Chappelle's show, I was furious. How could they not? How could they not know? So you know what I did? I called them and I told them that this makes me feel bad. And you want to know what they did? They agreed.
This is gonna be hard if this freezes like this. This is a
just so I could feel
tricky mission.
That's why I fucking
Oh no.
They pay me my money. They do what they say they're gonna do. And they went above and beyond what you could expect from a businessman. They did something just because they thought that I might think.
Fuck.
This is why he's getting
Ain't this got me? But it went straight through, no problem, boss.
Ah, damn.
Vulturous contract to your log.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break
and then
from
he
this.
gets
I need to
sucked
figure
up.
out why this game is freezing.
He is foolish enough to believe that, like, and I love Dave. I love Dave more than you do.
Well,
I
that was
promise
caused
you.
by that.
I'm a
This is
huge,
getting
I'm a
annoying.
gigantic fan of Dave Chappelle. But he ends up thinking that there is a benevolent company. The real
come
reason
on
why
and play
Netflix
some
probably
Red
did
Dead
that
Redemption
was
or
as
something
a
later
bargaining
anyway.
chip, as a nice gesture that pads the decks with the inevitable fucking numerous specials that they got out of him. Okay? Like, they wanted to build that kind of relationship with Dave Chappelle so they could have Dave Chappelle and have Dave Chappelle for years and have him do all the stand-up specials.
I do. I think if you are fucking streaming that show, you're fencing stolen goods. They stole that from me. They just took it. And I'm not up here trying to tell you guys that I believe that Comedy Central gave me a raw deal just because I'm black. I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking
All right,
industry is
I'll
a
take a break,
monster.
And I'll be back in
It's
an
the
hour or
same
so.
monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about.